Did you know that over 300,000 cars are damaged every year in the US simply because of starting mistakes? Whether it's flooding the engine, ignoring warning lights, or forgetting to check the fluids, these simple errors could cost you hundreds, if not thousands, in repairs. But don't worry. In this video, we will break down 13 common mistakes people make when starting their car, and how you can avoid them to keep your car running like new for years to come. Stick around because I will also share a bonus tip that will save you thousands in repairs. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1, pressing the accelerator while starting. Many people still believe that pressing the gas pedal while starting the car helps it fire up faster. But this is a terrible idea. This was true for older cars with carbureted engines, which required priming the fuel system. But modern fuel-injected cars have computers that do it for you. If you keep pumping that pedal, you're actually flooding the engine with too much fuel, making it harder to start. In some cases, it may even damage the catalytic converter due to unburned fuel entering the exhaust system. So let the car start naturally without pressing the accelerator to ensure smooth and efficient operation. Mistake number 2, holding the ignition for too long. Have you ever held the ignition so long that your engine sounds like it's begging for mercy? Holding the key for more than 5 seconds is a big no-no. When you turn the key or press the start button, the starter motor engages and cranks the engine. However, once the engine fires up, keeping the key turned or holding the start button too long forces the starter motor to continue running unnecessarily. This extra engagement causes excessive wear on the starter motor and flywheel, which can lead to costly repairs over time. If your car doesn't start immediately, releasing and retrying after a few seconds is a better approach. If it still won't start, it's time to check the battery or fuel pump. Don't torture your car. It's not a video game where button mashing works. Mistake number 3, ignoring the dashboard warning lights. When you start your car, the dashboard lights briefly illuminate as part of a system check. But if any warning lights stay on, it's a sign that something needs attention. Many drivers make the mistake of ignoring these warnings, assuming they are minor issues or will go away on their own. However, lights such as the oil pressure warning, battery alert, or check engine light can indicate serious problems that may cause engine damage if left unchecked. Driving with a warning light on could lead to overheating, electrical failures, or even complete engine failure. Instead of ignoring them, it's crucial to diagnose and address any persistent warning lights before driving. So far, if you are finding these tips helpful, then hit the subscribe button for more car-saving tips and tricks. Let's move to the next common car starting mistake. Mistake number 4, not pressing the clutch in a manual car. If you drive a manual transmission car, starting the car without pressing the clutch puts extra strain on the starter motor. If the car is in gear and the clutch is not pressed, the starter has to work against the resistance of the transmission and drivetrain, making it harder to start. Many modern cars have a clutch safety switch that prevents the engine from starting unless the clutch is fully depressed. However, some older manual cars don't have this feature, increasing the risk of the vehicle lurching forward if left in gear. Always pressing the clutch while starting ensures a smoother ignition process and prevents unwanted movement. Here is the bonus tip. Avoid pressing the brake and gas at the same time when starting. This one's especially important if you drive an automatic. If you press the brake and gas pedal together when starting, you're confusing your car's system and could cause unnecessary strain on the transmission. Make sure your foot is only on the brake when starting, so your car fires up smoothly without any extra stress. Mistake number 5, ignoring cold start procedures. When it's freezing outside, your engine oil is as thick as honey. If you start the car and immediately hit the gas, you're forcing cold, thick oil to lubricate your engine too quickly. This causes unnecessary wear on your engine parts and leads to premature failure of engine parts. A good practice is to wait at least 10 to 15 seconds after starting, allowing the oil to fully lubricate the engine, and then drive gently. This small delay can extend the life of both the engine and transmission, reducing the risk of costly repairs. Mistake number 6, starting the car with accessories on. Many people start their cars while the headlights, AC, radio, or wipers are still on. These accessories draw power from the battery, making it harder for the starter to crank the engine. This mistake is especially problematic in cold weather when the battery's performance is already reduced. Over time, repeatedly starting the car with accessories on may lead to premature failure of the battery. To avoid this, turn off all electrical accessories before starting the engine. Then turn them on after the car is started. This small habit can help extend battery life and reduce stress on the electrical system. Mistake number 7, using the wrong key or fob with keyless start. With the rise of keyless entry and push-button start systems, drivers sometimes forget that their cars are programmed to recognize specific key fobs. If a driver unknowingly tries to start the car with the wrong key fob, perhaps one from another vehicle, the car won't start. This can cause confusion and unnecessary troubleshooting. Additionally, a weak or dead key fob battery can prevent the car from recognizing the signal, making it seem like there's a bigger issue when it's just a simple battery replacement. If the car doesn't respond to the start button, checking whether the correct key fob is being used or replacing the fob battery can save time and frustration. Mistake number 8, ignoring strange sounds while starting. Many drivers don't pay attention to unusual sounds when starting their car, but these noises can be early warning signs of potential problems. A clicking sound often indicates a weak battery or a failing starter, while a grinding noise may suggest issues with the flywheel or starter gear. Ignoring these warning sounds can result in unexpected breakdowns, often at inconvenient times. Instead of brushing them off, it's best to diagnose the issue early by getting the battery, starter, and alternator checked by a mechanic. Addressing the problem sooner rather than later can prevent costly repairs. Mistake number 9, not letting the fuel pump prime in modern cars. Modern fuel-injected cars use an electric fuel pump to pressurize the fuel system before starting. If you drive a fuel-injected car, here's a trick. Turn the key to the on position and wait a second before cranking the engine. Why? Because your car's fuel pump needs a moment to pressurize the system before ignition. If you start too quickly, your engine might struggle, especially in cold weather. Giving it a second helps ensure a smooth, effortless start. Try it next time, and you'll notice the difference. Mistake number 10, starting the car while the hood is open. Popping the hood and starting the car may seem harmless, but it can be incredibly risky if you're not careful. If the car is in gear or the serpentine belt is exposed, loose clothing, tools, or even your fingers could get caught in moving parts and cause serious injury. Mechanics always take precautions when working under the hood, and so should you. Additionally, an open hood can allow debris, animals, or tools to get caught in moving engine parts. Before starting the engine, always check that the hood is securely closed to avoid any risks. Mistake number 11, using a weak or improperly charged battery. A weak or improperly charged battery is one of the biggest reasons cars struggle to start. If you hear a slow crank, clicking noise, or see dim dashboard lights, your battery might be dying. Starting your car with a weak battery forces the starter motor and alternator to work harder, leading to premature failure. Worse, if your battery dies completely, you might find yourself stranded with no way to start your car. Regularly testing your battery voltage and replacing it every 3 to 5 years ensures reliable starts. Don't ignore the signs. A weak battery today can mean a dead car tomorrow. Mistake number 12, not checking all fluids before starting. Think of your car's fluids as its lifeblood. Low oil, coolant, or transmission fluid can cause serious damage once the engine starts. Low engine oil can lead to catastrophic engine failure, while low coolant can cause overheating. Brake fluid is equally important, which ensures efficient braking. Many drivers don't check their fluid levels regularly and only realize there's a problem when their car breaks down or overheats on the highway. Before starting your car, take just a minute to check the dipstick and coolant reservoir. A quick inspection can save you thousands of dollars in repairs and prevent a roadside nightmare. Mistake number 13, starting the car without checking for leaks. Many drivers start their car without checking for leaks, only to find out later that their engine oil, coolant, or transmission fluid is dangerously low. If you start your engine without checking for leaks, you risk overheating, brake failure, or engine damage. A dark brown or black puddle indicate an engine oil leak, which can cause severe engine damage. A red or pink puddle indicates a transmission fluid leak, which can lead to transmission failure. Before starting your car, take a quick look under it. If you spot a leak, get it checked immediately. It could save your car from a costly breakdown. That's all for today's video. Starting your car may seem simple, But these small mistakes can cost you big time. Which mistake have you been guilty of? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more car-saving tips. See you in the next video.